Hello friends, in this video I'm going to talk about lambda function in Python. What is this function all about? Well, lambda function is present in other language as well, like Java, JavaScript or C#. In fact, Python has got a good support of lambda function. It's really very small and just a single line. Let me show you how a standard lambda function looks like. I have got over here around 8 problems which I will be solving them using the lambda function. So let's get into these functions one by one. A lambda function starts with a keyword called lambda. Okay, it will have at least a parameter 1 or 2, whatever the requirement is, and then it will perform some expression, and finally it will return a result. Yes, a lambda has to return a result. That's what we are going to print. Now this entire lambda function will be assigned to a variable. So in this particular line, the variable is a square. Its name is square. You can give whatever name you can feel like. This name is called add, this is a maximum, this is check. So in this way you can give any name to the variable. But remember, this variable is going to hold a lambda function. So lambda is basically an object. This function is basically an object, and the variable is the one which is referring to that object. That's how it works. So how do you call this lambda function? With the help of this variable, like what I did right over here. And whatever the lambda function returns, that will be printed. Okay, that's quite interesting. So let's run the code and let's see how it works. Well, over here it is asking for enter a number. So this is the line that is getting printed. So I will give a number. Let's suppose 7. As I hit the enter, it will go and stay inside this variable called num. And now look over here, I'm giving a call to this variable called square, which is giving a reference to this lambda function. As you can see over here, the lambda function does not have any name. Yes, and that's the reason why we often call lambda function to be anonymous, because it does not have any name. What it has got is a parameter. The x is a single parameter. So whatever input I have given, like for example 7, which is assigned inside the num, will be passed on to this variable called x. That's how the lambda function works. So you're passing the parameter which is getting stored right over here, and then this expression evaluates something, like for example it is x into x. So whatever result will come, that will get stored inside this, and that is the final result which will get printed over here. So let's show you that. Enter a number. I hit the enter and it shows 49, because num stores 7. The 7 comes right over here as a parameter, and then that's what passes over here. 7 into 7 is 41, which has been returned, and that return value is getting printed right over here. Sound interesting, isn't it? Right? Okay, let's move on to the next lambda function, where we have got two parameters. So it is asking me enter the first number. So let me give the first number as 7 and the second number as suppose 8. As I hit the enter, a and b will be holding the respective value. Now we have a lambda function which has been assigned to the variable called add, and that's the name of the function. Because lambda function does not have any name, it is called anonymous. So a goes to the variable x, the parameter x, b goes to the parameter y, and then it gets added up, and that's how the result comes and gets over here, which eventually will be printed over here. Okay, so 8 plus 7 is how much? It's 15. The 15 gets printed right over here. Okay, that's great. So now we move to the third one. So what we are doing over here? Well, this time we are going to perform a decision making. So we are again going to take two numbers. Let's consider my first number is 3 and the second number is 1. As I hit the enter, what I will be doing is that I'm going to give a call to my lambda function, which has been assigned to the variable called maximum. So maximum is the name of the function, and it will pass two parameters. The variable a goes to the parameter x, and the variable b goes to the parameter y. Okay, now please be careful over here how exactly the decision making is taking place. It is computing that is x greater than y. If it is so, then x is greater. So if you notice over here, the condition, if it is true, the resultant statement is returned at the beginning of the if decision making. So this is something very interesting. So you write the result, if it is being true, at first and then you write the else part. Okay, so like in this case, yes, x is going to be greater than 1, and that's the reason why x is over here, and that's what we are going to return, and max value would be 3, and that's what we are going to see. So remember, whenever you're writing lambda function, well, it would be the way you are writing the decision making statement. If it is true, you have to write it first and followed by the else part. Okay, don't worry, we move to the next one. Here also you will get more ideas. So enter a number. So I'm going to give a number, like suppose I'm going 9. So what will happen? I enter the number, and now we are giving a call to the variable called check, which is referring to the lambda function. The num, that is 9, goes to the variable x, and now we are performing decision making whether x divisible by 2 returns the remainder as 0. If it is true, then this particular statement even will be printed over here. So we are returning this time a string. Previously we return the variable value itself, but this time I'm printing the string statement. That's what I'm printing, although it's not a statement, but still it's a string. So that is getting printed, and if it is not, then in that case it will be odd. Okay, so in this case the resultant output is going to be odd. Okay, so over here we get the number is odd. Okay, so we have just saw that how to work with if else, but what if we have got multiple if, and that is what we are going to do now. So again we are going to take a number as input. Let's consider this time give a number as minus 11. So what will happen? Well, it gets stored inside the num, and now we are giving a call to the variable called check underscore sign. So look over here, the result, I mean the number that is minus 11 goes to the variable x, and now see how the multiple if statement is taken care about. This is very important, and be careful. First we are going to write what will happen if the condition is true. So if x is greater than 0, this is going to be printed positive. If x is less than 0, in this case it is minus 11, so this condition becomes true. So you're writing the resultant first. So if x is less than 0, it will be negative. That's what I have written over here. So whenever you're writing the if condition, you write the resultant output at first. Okay, that's something you have to take care about. Otherwise it's going to be 0. So in this case it's going to be negative, right? Okay, that's really good. Now let's look at a little bit more complex stuff. So over here we have got numerator and denominator. We have got the numerator and denominator. So let's go for numerator. Suppose my numerator is what? Okay, first let me show you what we are going to do. So we are passing two parameters, that is x and y, and then we are trying to divide it. So we are trying to divide this and to see whether we are getting 0 or not. Okay, so suppose if I take the numerator as 9 and denominator as 3, in that case what happened? X is 9 and y is 3, and if it is been divided, the remainder, the modulus, is going to be 0 or not? Yes, in this case it's 0. So if it is 0, this entire statement is going to be printed, that is 9 is divisible by 3. Let's see what happens. Yes, 9 is divisible by 3. That's what getting printed over here. So look over here, the condition if whatever the resultant output it is, we are writing at first in a formatted string. So over here we have gone for formatted string. So writing the value of x, which is 9, is divisible by 3. That's what we have written. And in the other way around, if it is, suppose I give 9 and then I have given the numerator is 9 and denominator is 4, in that division will not take place. So that the time when this particular statement will get printed, it would be like 9 is not divisible by 4. That's how it would work. Okay, that's really good, isn't it? I already said it's very cute because you're writing everything in a single line, so it is called inline. So lambda is inline, lambda is anonymous. Lambda stored the variable, I mean the function gets stored inside a variable. Okay, and then let's go for the next one where we are going to perform a cube. So suppose if I take a number like 4, what will happen? Well, the 4 got stored inside the num. We are giving a call to the variable called cube, which is holding this particular lambda function. I have the input that is called 4 that comes over here. So x double star 3. So we are going for a cube. So x exponent 3, and finally it will be 4 into 4 into 4, that is 64 would be the resultant output. That's really cool. Okay, and now let's see one more interesting function call, and this is the time when again we are going to give a call to a range. So how exactly it's working? So I'm taking a number. So suppose I'm taking a number in between 1 and 100. Suppose I'm taking the number as 51. Now what happens? Well, that number got stored inside the num. Now I'm giving a call to the variable called in range. So how it is working? Again, I told you this particular num will come inside the parameter x. So whatever is the statement that will get true, if the condition is true, we will write over here. So how exactly it is working? We are saying that the parameter x, if it is greater than 1 or greater than equal to 1, yes, 51 is greater than equal to 1, it's true. And if it is less than equal to 100, yeah, 51 is less than 100, in that case I will say it is in range. Otherwise, if it is not there, suppose I have given 151, well, in that case x is greater than equal to 1, that is true, but x is not x. In that case, suppose I have taken 151, so this condition will fall short. So in that case it will be out of the range, because we are expecting the number would lie in between 1 and 100, but if I go for 151, it's beyond that, it's above 100. So in that case it will be false, hence the resultant output will be out of range. But at this point of time I've taken 51, and 51 is greater than 1, it's true, but 51 is less than 100. In that case the condition is true as well, so it will be within the range and the output will be in range. So here is a statement that is called in range. Okay, so we saw few numerical operations that are performed with using the lambda function, and I've shown you that what is the basic syntax that you have to keep it in mind while performing lambda operation. I would like to make a couple of more videos where I will be showing few more syntax of lambda, making use of string this time, okay, and few more complex stuff, like I will be using map, I will be using filter, I will be using reduce. So those functions will also come in picture, and we'll see how lambda actually becomes so effective and so helpful in performing the work in a very smarter way, just one line, and giving a call to anonymous function and variable that refers to the lambda function. Okay, so that's all from this video presentation. See you soon. Bye bye.